Welcome to USA Weekly News Plus, your go-to source for next week's predicted headlines. I'm Barkin Lajess, and today we'll be diving into the top stories you need to know. From the ever-shifting sands of American politics to the fiery depths of climate change, we'll cover it all with the kind of insightful, slightly cynical but ultimately hopeful tone you've come to expect. Now I know what you're thinking. Predicting the news is about as reliable as a screen door on a submarine. And you're not wrong. But that's what makes it fun. We're not claiming to be Nostradamus here, just trying to make sense of the chaos and maybe, just maybe, stay one step ahead of the news cycle. So, buckle up, grab your metaphorical newsboy cap, and let's dive headfirst into the maelstrom of next week's headlines. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates. The Supreme Court, that hallowed institution where 9 unelected judges in fancy robes get to decide the fate of our nation. This week they've been busy little beavers, issuing rulings on everything from voting rights to environmental regulations, and let's just say the results have been ... interesting. In a move that surprised absolutely no one, the court's conservative majority seems to be on a mission to dismantle decades of precedent, leaving legal scholars scratching their heads. First up, they took a swing at voting rights, upholding a series of restrictive voting laws that critics argue will disproportionately disenfranchise minority voters. Next, they set their sights on the environment, gutting the Environmental Protection Agency's authority to regulate greenhouse gas emissions. I guess when it comes to saving the planet, the court decided to go with the let's just see what happens approach. Spoiler alert, it's probably not going to be good. But wait, there's more. They also weighed in on gun control, religious freedom, and a whole host of other hot-button issues. So yeah, it's been a busy week for the Supreme Court, and frankly a terrifying one for anyone who believes in things like justice, equality, and the rule of law.
Well folks, it's another week on planet Earth, which means another week of record-breaking heat waves, devastating wildfires, and politicians still refusing to do anything about it. This week, the American West continues to be ravaged by wildfires, turning once pristine forests into smoldering wastelands. The air quality is so bad in some areas that you can practically taste the smoke, and don't even get me started on the poor firefighters who are risking their lives to battle these infernos. Meanwhile, the rest of the country is sweltering under a heat dome, with temperatures reaching levels that would make even the devil sweat. We're talking hot enough to bake cookies on your dashboard, fry an egg on the sidewalk, and spontaneously combust if you stand outside for more than 5 minutes. And yet, despite all this, there are still those who deny that climate change is real. They'll point to a cold day in January as proof that global warming is a hoax, conveniently ignoring the fact that the planet's average temperature has been steadily rising for decades. But here's the thing, we can't afford to give up hope.
Well folks, it seems the only thing spreading faster than misinformation on social media these days is global instability. This week in international affairs, we've got everything from simmering tensions over NATO expansion to the ongoing tragedy in Ukraine. First up, NATO, that lovable alliance of Western democracies that Russia seems to hate more than pineapple on pizza. With Finland officially joining the alliance and Sweden knocking on the door, Putin's been throwing a temper tantrum that would put a toddler to shame. Meanwhile, the war in Ukraine drags on, a tragic testament to human cruelty and the failure of diplomacy. Civilians continue to bear the brunt of the conflict, caught in the crossfire of a war they didn't ask for and don't deserve. And while the West sends weapons and aid, it's clear that there are no easy solutions here. But wait, there's more. China's flexing its muscles in the South China Sea. North Korea's busy lobbing missiles into the ocean, and Iran's nuclear ambitions are giving everyone a serious case of déjà vu. So the next time you're feeling stressed about your own life, just remember, it could be worse.
Well folks, just when you thought it was safe to go back into the doctor's office without a hazmat suit, the healthcare system has thrown us another curveball. This week we're talking about a new virus making the rounds, and no, it's not another variant of you-know-what. This time it's something new, something different. Scientists are still trying to figure out exactly what it is, where it came from, and how worried we should be. But you know how it goes, as soon as they have some answers, a new variant will pop up with even more mutations than a superhero origin story. In the meantime, expect to see a lot of conflicting information, panicked headlines, and people walking around wearing masks again. But hey, it's not all doom and gloom in the world of healthcare. There have also been some promising breakthroughs this week. like the development of a new cancer treatment with fewer side effects.
Hold on to your smartphones, folks, because the tech industry is at it again. This week we're diving into the latest and greatest gadgets, gizmos, and apps that are about to revolutionize our lives. Or at least that's what the marketing teams want you to believe. First up, we've got a new phone so thin it practically disappears when you turn it sideways. It also comes with a camera that can see through walls, which is great for, well, I'm sure you can think of something, but that's not all. We've also got a new social media platform that's even more addictive than the ones you're already using. It's called Facegram Talk, and it combines the worst features of all your favorite apps into one convenient location. And if that's not enough to get you excited, then buckle up for this. Artificial intelligence is taking over the world. Okay, maybe not the whole world, but it is starting to infiltrate every aspect of our lives, from the way we shop to the way we drive to the way we, well, you get the idea.
Well, folks, it seems that the fight for a more just and equitable society never takes a break. This week, we're taking a look at the ongoing struggle for social justice, where everyday heroes are taking a stand against inequality, discrimination, and the powers that be. From the streets to the courts, people are raising their voices, demanding change, and refusing to be silenced. We've seen protests against police brutality, rallies for reproductive rights, and calls for action on climate change, all fueled by a growing awareness that we can and must do better. One of the biggest stories this week is the fight for voting rights, as lawmakers in certain states seem determined to make it harder for people to exercise their fundamental right to vote. It's a blatant attempt to suppress the votes of marginalized communities, and it's a stark reminder that the struggle for civil rights is far from over. From discriminatory legislation to hateful rhetoric, it's clear that there are those who would rather turn back the clock to a time when people were judged by who they loved rather than who they are. But amidst all the challenges, there are also glimmers of hope. All right, sports fans, let's take a break from the doom and gloom of current events and dive into the wonderful world of athletic competition, where the biggest problems we face are usually decided by a ball, a puck, or a really buff person in spandex. This week, all eyes are on the insert major sporting event here, where the insert teams or athletes will battle it out for glory, bragging rights, and probably a really big trophy. Expect to see incredible feats of athleticism, nail-biting finishes, and enough drama to make a reality TV show blush. But the excitement doesn't stop there. We've also got insert other sporting events happening this week, so clear your schedules, stock up on snacks, and prepare to witness history in the making. Now, I know what you're thinking. John, why should I care about sports when the world is falling apart around us? And to that I say, because sometimes you just need a break from reality. Sports offer us a chance to escape from the daily grind, to cheer for our favorite teams and athletes, and to marvel at the limits of human potential. So whether you're a die-hard fan or just a casual observer, I encourage you to tune in to some sporting events this week. All right, folks, let's be honest, sometimes the real world is just too much to handle. That's where the wonderful world of entertainment comes in, offering us a much-needed escape from the daily grind of reality. So, dim the lights, grab your popcorn, and let's dive into the latest and greatest in movies, music, TV, and everything in between. This week, Hollywood is rolling out the red carpet for the premiere of insert highly anticipated movie release, starring insert big-name actors. Expect explosions, car chases, and enough CGI to make your head spin. But that's not all. We've also got a new album dropping from insert popular musician, a must-watch season finale for insert binge-worthy TV show, and a Broadway play about insert bizarre but intriguing premise. Now I know what you're thinking, John. Isn't entertainment just a frivolous distraction from the real issues facing our world? And to that, I say, yes, absolutely. And thank goodness for that. Look, I'm all for staying informed and engaged with current events, but sometimes we just need a break. We need to laugh, we need to cry, we need to lose ourselves in a good story, and forget about our troubles for a little while. That's all for this week's predictions on USA Weekly News Plus. I'm Barkin Lajes, and I hope you found this preview insightful, even if a little terrifying. Remember, these are just predictions, and the future is never set in stone. Unless, of course, we're talking about the fossilized remains of our civilization after we fail to address climate change. But hey, let's not dwell on the negative. There's still time to turn things around, to make a difference, and to create a better future for ourselves and generations to come. Or, we could just keep doom scrolling on our phones until the world ends. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you next time.